Death Valley Days.
Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Weeping Water, Nebraska. Winner, South Dakota. Protection, Kansas. Snowflake, Arizona. Roundup, Montana. Wink, Texas. What's in a name? Well, very often the story of the West, like a little place in Idaho that became the .30 caliber town.
Don't just shoot, aim! Who's got time to aim?
They're getting ready for a full charge.
It's a timberman.
They must have heard a gunfire. Thank the Lord for that.
Keep him running. Jim, boy, give me a hand. I gotta see it. He's all right.
We could have routed out those Redskins if we'd have had rifles.
Guns, rifles, Axel, I'm a businessman, not a soldier.
You boys showed up just in time.
Those Indians were only having fun this time. But we might be too late the next time, especially if we're cutting timber in the high country.
We'll not be here for a next time.
That's not up to you, Hall. We do everything by vote, remember?
Well, Mr. Hall has the right notion. This tent city's sure no place to settle.
We like it here, Mr. Green.
I still say you'd be better off in a real town, like Lewiston or Cottonwood.
Mr. Green is right. I say we pack up and move on.
I'm with you, Mr. Hall.
All right, all right. We're going to have a discussion of whether we stay or we're going to move on. Let's do it proper, with a meeting. We'll have it at my place.
Naturally.
What do you think, Abel?
I think those Nez Perce renegades just might have scared them enough. I think we'll be losing our nesters in a little bit.
It'll take me hours to clean up around here. Those Indians kicked up a mountain dust with all that ruckus.
Ruckus? Jenny, you could have got yourself killed.
I'm all right, Jim. I've told you.
But the baby.
He's all right, too. You quit worrying about us.
Honey, are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Hey, you said he's all right. How do you know it's going to be a he?
Because he has a kick like a young mule.
Well, here, now you let me do that and go rest a spell. Come on now.
Hey, Jim? I'm sorry.
Vex, don't you ever knock?
Well, how can you knock on canvas?
What is it, Mr. Shadwell?
Well, the fellas are having a meeting over at Colleen's store, and I was sent here to fetch Jim.
All right, I'll be along directly.
Miss Martin?
You want anything?
It's funny, but I got a hankering for some rock candy.
Oh, Jenny, I'd buy you a mountain of candy if it had just wiped that pain out of your eyes.
kind of a sweet pain.
Now look.
Excuse me, Axel.
Biggs, let's not go off half-cocked. This decision might just be the most important decision we'll ever make.
It may be our last if we decide to stay.
I don't understand you all. Why did you come with us in the first place?
Same as you, all of us. We figured the West was going to grow. We wanted to grow with it.
Well, when you grow, you gotta crawl first.
Not if you've got an arrow stuck through your chest.
We've seen a lot of places. We've come a long way together, and we like it here. The climate, the altitude, that sharp, clean air, I say we stay.
Sure, you want to stay. You put up this building. You brought in supplies from Lewiston. You've got a stake here.
We've all got a stake here, not just me. The rest of you could build homes and stores. We could build a town together.
Yeah, and have the Redskins burn it down.
We were caught unprepared today. What we need is rifles. You saw how those Indians turned tail when they heard the rifles.
We were lucky today. The timbermen arrived just in time.
What are your feelings on it, Jim?
Well, my wife is due to have our firstborn at any minute now. I want to get her over to Lewiston, where there's a doctor, where it's safe.
Jim, she's had good care here. You know that. And Mrs. Toomey has brought dozens of children into the world. She's as good as any doctor in Lewiston.
Woods ain't no fit place to birth a baby. I got to side with Jim here.
You know, the fact is, I've been thinking about building me a little log cabin here up on the bluffs. I like it here.
And do what? It takes money to buy clothes and food. What do we do here?
And the same thing you would do in any town.
Well, I've already made up my mind to leave.
Listen to me, all of you. If you leave and go to Lewiston or some other town, there's people there before you. It's their town. This is ours. Or it could be. I say we go home and sleep on it and vote on it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the Redskins may be back.
There you are. They'll never let us alone.
Yes, we need rifles. We're going to have somebody ride into Lewiston and pick up some rifles.
I reckon I got the fastest team in these parts. I could take a buckboard and leave tonight. Should be back in the morning.
Thanks, Fez. And we'll take a vote on it tomorrow, meet in the afternoon. Agreed? And by tomorrow, we'll know if we're a town or just a nameless place on the map.
Don't you eyeball me like that, Annie. I'm just as bone-weary and tired as you are. You ain't no rocking chair, you know. I'll be right out.
Jericho, I'll be with you in a minute.
So take your time, take your time.
Mr. Crane, what can I do for you?
Just looking to see what I might need.
Go right ahead. Oh, you got something for you.
Yeah, a couple of skinny letters and a box for Mrs. Martin from her mother. It smells like cookies.
You get mail delivered here?
Oh, no, not really. Jericho picks it up in Lewiston, makes a special trip here. For a fee.
It don't hardly seem worth making my old Annie carry me across them mountains for the likes of that. This ain't even a town.
We hope to be one. There you are, Jericho.
It's your money.
If you lived in a real town, you get your mail delivered free.
Well, maybe one day we will be a real town. I might even set up a post office right here in the store.
You know, I thought that Nez Perce raid taught you people a lesson.
It certainly put the fear of God in some of us, that's for sure.
Then you mean to stay?
We're going to vote on it tomorrow. And I sure intend to make the others see it my way. Now, what can I show you, Mr. Green?
Oh, show me, a paint. Do you have any paint?
Well, I've got a couple of half-used cans, white paint and red paint.
Fine, that's just fine.
Abel. We're here like you said.
Morning, boys. Sorry to take you away from your work. But we've got problems. It's those settlers again.
I thought they were going to pull out. We figured those renegade Indians would run them off.
Yes, so did I. But it didn't, leastways not all of them. And something else. They're getting mail.
Mail delivery here?
Yeah, from Lewiston. And you know what's going to happen when they find out about that Timber and Stone Act? There's going to be more claims filed in this country than you can shake a stick at. And we don't want that, do we?
I don't see how we can stop them, Abel. Not if they find out.
We get rid of them before they find out.
You ain't saying we hurt those people, Abel.
Oh, nothing like that. No, we're going to scare them out, just like those renegade Nez Perce did. Only we're going to chase them clear out of the mountains, huh?
Jenny, we can't stay here. You saw what happened yesterday, and those Indians might be back.
It's too close, Jim. Baby could come any time now. I can't travel.
But we could be in Lewiston by tomorrow night if we left now. Now, Jenny, listen.
Jim, please. I can't explain it, but there's something about this place that feels like where we belong, like home.
Home? A tent and an open cook fire?
But it's ours, Jim. No one was here before us. We could build a house right here, a real home.
Jenny, I just want you and the baby to have the best of care. A doctor.
Mrs. Toomey knows what she's doing. She's been wonderful. And we have you to take care of us. That's all we'll need. That's all we'll ever need.
You got my mind all knotted up now. I was fixed to pull out of here.
I'll do whatever you want, Jim.
Jenny, you got more gumption than sense. But I guess that's why I love you so much. Hey, he does have a kick like a young mule.
Trees. Nothing but trees. It's beautiful country.
You can't eat beauty. What good is it? Why do you want to stay here?
Why? I feel good here, like I belong.
You can't go by feeling. A man's got a reason what to do.
Once I was in love. Beautiful Irish girl. Too beautiful and too rich. I knew it wouldn't work out, but that didn't matter. I loved her anyway. And reason had nothing to do with it. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm in love with this land, its mountains and trees.
What happened to the girl?
I let her get away from me because I didn't try. And that's when I came out here. I mean to try harder this time and not lose what I love.
Well, you'll have it all to yourself. For if I have my way, the rest of them will be moving on. I'm sorry, Axel.
Did you get the rifles?
Yeah, and I got 500 rounds of ammunition, too.
What kind of rifles did you get?
Well, you said that you wanted rifles, and so I went into Lewiston. I said, I want to buy some rifles. That's what I did. I bought some rifles.
Mind if I ride along with you?
No. You know, there's a lot of talk in Lewiston about this new Timber and Stone Act.
What's all that about?
Well, the government wants more people to come into Idaho, and so this new act gives them free timberland.
No wonder Abel Green was so anxious for us to move on.
Well, why would he want to do that anyway?
Well, don't you see all this fertile timberland? It's there for the taking. They want to keep it all for themselves. Let's tell the others about it. Yeah! Yeah! Don't you see what this means? We have a future here. A future in the lumber business. This Timber and Stone Act should convince us to stay.
It doesn't mean anything to us. We're not wood choppers.
Anybody can learn to swing an axe.
Not with my back.
All right. So you stake out some acreage and you hire some men to do the chopping for you.
Maybe I could open a stable. They'll need somebody looking after their horses.
That's right, Fess. This whole act changes the whole picture.
Yes, but we ain't lumbermen.
All right. But think of a town in the middle of this fertile timber country. Think of the business it's going to bring, the saloons, the stores, the hotels, the barber shops.
Lewiston has already got those things, and that is where I'm leaving for.
I'm going with you, Mr. Hall.
How about you, Jim?
Ginny wants to stay, so I guess that's what we're going to do.
I see. Well, I'm heading out first thing in the morning, and that's what the rest of you better do if you expect to save your scalps.
You know what's wrong with us? We've got no ties, nothing to make us one. We met on the road west, decided to throw in together to see where it brought us. We found this place, these beautiful mountains with their trees and beautiful green fields. And we're nothing but a bunch of tents and sleeping bags. There's nothing to hold us together, to make us one. And now, we've got a chance to build side by side, to build a town, a real town.
Well, that's all very pretty, Axel, but we are all just plumb talked out. Now, I say, let's put it to a vote.
I'm with you there.
Write the word stay, or write the word leave.
Mrs. Toomey! Mrs. Toomey!
Stay.
All right, that's 3 even.
Leave.
4-3.
Leave.
5-3.
It's those Indians. They're back again. Go get 'em, boy.
How do you load these things? Grab yourself a handful of shells.
Axel ain't hit an Indian yet.
You're supposed to aim.
But I did it.
These rifles, the sights need adjusting.
Now, Mr. Hall.
Abel Green, you.
I've got to stop this before somebody gets hurt. Hold fire!
This time I'm gonna get me one of them snakes.
Don't shoot, it's me, Abel Green!
It is Abel Green. Hold your fire. Hold your fire! Stop shooting! What's the idea of all this?
Well, Mr. Colleen, it's like this. We figured we thought that we might be able to,
Scare us off for good, is that it?
well, something like that, but now we weren't going to hurt you. That's the gospel's truth.
You were the ones that were going to get your heads blown off.
That's the ball fact. Now, we didn't know you had rifles.
Why? Why did you try to scare us off?
The timberland, isn't that right, Mr. Green? You were afraid we might hear about the Timber and Stone Act?
I guess that's the way it was.
I don't take kindly to being intimidated that way, Mr. Green. I'm not a man to scare off so easy. Axel, I've changed my mind. I'm staying. How do the rest of you men feel about that?
Me too. Yes.
There's really enough timber country around here for all of us. And it'd be kind of nice to have our own little town right here. With, friends.
It could be your town as much as ours, Mr. Green. What do you say, boys?
Yes. Hey, you know what? I got a full gallon of homemade wine I've been saving. How about doing a little celebrating, eh? Come on now. Hey. All right. Hey, Jericho, come on in.
You know it's against the federal laws of the land to give whiskey to the Indians. I'm going to have to report this, Mr. Killeen.
They aren't real Indians, Jericho. They're friends.
Snort, paleface.
Come on in. I'll explain it all to you later. Hey, you got something for us?
I'm going to have to raise my fee for delivering your mail.
I'm already paying you more than it's worth.
It's a long haul from Lewiston here. If this was a real town, the government would pay my fee and you get your mail delivered just for the postage.
We just became a real town.
What's the name?
Well, that's right. We'd better give it a name, boys.
Why don't we call it Lumberton?
They've already got a Lumberton somewhere.
Well, how about Timberville?
Oh, no, that doesn't have a ring to it.
Well, Axel built the first store here. Why don't we name it after him? Colleen, Idaho.
I'd be honored, Tom, but it's got to be a name that means something to somebody.
I got it. Let's call it Skadoodle.
Skadoodle?
I used to have this fat old hound dog, and his name was Skadoodle. And, well, I figured with all these trees and everything. I guess not.
I'm a father, twice. Ginny just had twins. 2 boys.
Twins? I never figured Jim some woman would be a repeater.
That's it. Repeater.
Repeater, Idaho?
No, the rifles. They're what really brought us together, side by side, fighting for what was ours. They're what really made us a town.
Axel's right. If it hadn't been for that repeater rifle, we would have been hot-footing it over to Lewiston right this minute.
Well, what's your suggestion, Axel?
Well, we'll read off the brand names of these rifles, and whichever name appears most, that'll be the name of our new town. Agreed? Yeah. Good idea. All right, you read them off, and I'll keep tally. Well, I guess you all know the vote was almost unanimous, 17-3. So it's with great pride that we name our new town after the rifle that made it all possible. Winchester, Idaho.
This isn't the back lot of a Hollywood studio, and this little post office behind me is the real thing. We're here in Winchester, Idaho, the town named after a rifle. And Axel Killeen, he later became a senator from Idaho. And here's the mayor of Winchester, Mr. Lester Shattuck.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for telling the story of our town. We're proud of its history.
It was my pleasure. It's another true story of the American West.
Death Valley Days.
Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Weeping Water, Nebraska. Winner, South Dakota. Protection, Kansas. Snowflake, Arizona. Roundup, Montana. Wink, Texas.
What's in a name? Well, very often the story of the West, like a little place in Idaho that became the .30 caliber town.
Don't just shoot, aim! Who's got time to aim?
They're getting ready for a full charge.
It's a timberman.
They must have heard a gunfire.
Thank the Lord for that.
Keep him running. Jim, boy, give me a hand. I got a fist. He's all right.
We could have routed out those Redskins if we'd have had rifles.
Guns, rifles. Axel, I'm a businessman, not a soldier.